Welcome to the income tax class. First, I would like to start with the basic income tax. As we are all aware, India is following after independence. We are following all the laws and regulations of British. As we are all aware, income tax or any other laws, we have bare act belong to before independence. India continued British laws in income tax also. Income tax in India was first introduced by British in order to meet the losses sustained by the government military mutiny in 1857. So that was the starting point of income tax in India. British started income tax for the purpose of finding funds when there was 1857 military mutiny was there. So in order to fund, the government need funds for this purpose. So they introduced the income tax first time in India. In 1886, a separate income tax act was passed. It remained force up to 1917. There may be minor or major amendments during these years. With various amendments from time to time, 1918, a new income tax act was passed and placed another new act in 1922. That remained continued till 1961. That means 1947 we got independence, and after independence also, India Union government or independent Indian government continued that British. In the year 1961, a latest 1961 act was passed under the new independent Union government of India. Then Income Tax Act 1961 has been brought into force effective from 1st April 1962. And as we are all aware, any government need funds for their developmental purpose. So the government finds funds through various sources like direct and indirect taxes. Income tax is a direct tax. Direct means it is levied directly by the taxpayer. There are another type of tax, it is indirect tax. It is collected by another person and paid by another person. That means my tax is, in the case of direct tax, my tax is paid directly to the government by me. In the case of indirect tax, my tax is paid by some other person. For example, GST. We are paying GST when we are buying some goods or providing getting certain services. We are paying GST. We are paying the tax to the person who is supplying the goods to us or services given to us. That person is paying the amount to the government. That's why it is known as indirect. So income tax is a direct tax. It is levied by administrative government. It is levied by the government, and it is a comprehensive piece of legislation which covers various aspects of income taxation in India. As we know, income tax has so many comprehensive tax regulations. As I already told, income tax is an important direct tax and most significant source of revenue to the union government for maintaining law and order in the country, safeguard the security of the country, promote welfare of the people, and all other purposes. And India being a mixed economy, as we are all known India as a socialistic pattern of society, it needs to bridge the gap between haves and have-nots, or rich and poor. For that purpose, high tax or more tax is to be collected from rich people and less tax is to be collected from poor people. That's why we are following progressive rate of taxation. That means those who having less income need to pay tax at a lesser rate and less amount, and those who have huge income or big income, they need to pay tax at a higher rate and also higher amount. So that's why our tax rate is, for example, those who are having income less than 2,50,000, there is no tax at all. Those who are having 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs, they want to pay only 5% of their income. That means only 12,500 annually. Then those who are having 10 lakh income, from 5 lakh to 10 lakh, they want to pay at a 20% rate. And above 10 lakhs, the tax is at 30%. So those who are having 20 lakhs, they want to pay tax at the rate of 33%, for example. But those who are having less than 5 lakhs, they pay only 5%. That's what is called the progressive rate of taxation. Income Tax Act 1961 came into force on 1st April 1962. Income tax, including surcharge, cess, is to be charged on a person at the rate prescribed by the Annual Finance Act enacted every year for the relevant assessment year. When talk about income tax, there are around 300 sections in Income Tax Act, numerous subsections, subsections, many clauses and provisions, deals with various aspects of taxation, deductions, exemptions, and procedural matters in Indian Income Tax Act 1961. To administer clearly or smoothly, the Income Tax Rules 1962 also form part of Income Tax Act. Income Tax Act 1961 begins with a marginal note, short title, extent, and commencement. This section provides short title of the Act, which is Income Tax Act 1961. This is a short title. It is also specified the geographical extent to which the Act applies and its commencement date. As we are all knowing earlier, Jammu and Kashmir has given a special power, and some of the laws are not applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. But this Act, Income Tax Act, is extend to whole of India, including the Jammu and Kashmir and Sikkim. As we know, Sikkim was outside India at the time of independence. It came late into Indian Union, and from 1962 onwards, I think, it came into part of Union of India. And